welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love reacting to some Avatar.
Yes, we do.
So this is Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 3, Episode number 9 that we're checking out today. And you can get all of our reactions for this series in a playlist in the description of this video. And you can get early ad-free access and see our full watch-along reactions over on Patreon.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to do this?
I am ready.
Okay. Nightmares and daydreams. Oh, fun times. Were those just regular sheep?
I think so.
How did you pick this place?
Before we split up, my dad and I found this island on a map.
And we're here 4 days ahead of schedule. The invasion's in 4 days? Ugh. The best thing we can do now is get plenty of rest. I guess.
But he still hasn't learned how to master firebending.
Your days of tyranny are over, Fire Lord. I'm bringing you down.
You are not even wearing pants.
Ooh.
I've had the exact same dream. You checked to make sure you're still wearing pants?
I still have my pants. I better keep training.
Oh, you got an emoji? Good boy, Bucky. Yeah, it's cool.
Head massage?
You go back and forth on Zuko.
It's okay. I know. We don't always love Zuko.
Yeah. F that tree.
Hey,
Tensing.
how long have you been up?
Yeah, what'd that tree do to you?
Just trying to toughen up his fists.
Is bad, I'm sloppy, and I still don't know any firebending.
You learned a little firebending. Remember when you burnt Katara's face?
I better spend the whole day training. Good night, Katara. Good night, Sokka. Good night, Toph. Good night, Appa. Good night, Momo. Good night, Appa and Momo.
Go to sleep already!
He had no shirt on, but he still got his pants on. This time when he fights the Fire Lord, he'll be ready.
Your days of tyranny are over, Fire Lord. I'm bringing you down, and this time I brought pants.
But are you prepared for your mathematics test?
Oh no! I forgot all about the math test. I've got to be ready.
Their noses kind of looked funny.
Yeah.
Dang, it's the middle of the night.
But I forgot my pants in my math test.
They look like koalas.
Koala. Okay, they're sheep koalas. Okay. Oh, cracked out.
Please, for me.
I have had the math test dream, or like just the test that for the class that you haven't attended all year.
Right now, what would it be?
A big fancy fruit tart with rose petals on top.
I might just be able to make that happen.
I guess there are some nice perks that come with being royalty. Though there's
Yep.
annoying stuff too, like that all-day war meeting coming up.
What are you talking about?
Azula mentioned something. I assumed you were going too.
I guess I wasn't invited.
And that just soured the mood.
Wake up, Aang. You overslept. You missed the invasion.
Hippo dragon?
Yeah.
Sokka, get up! I need to know what day it is!
Who's talking? Ow!
Oh.
It's still 2 days before the invasion.
Sokka, you've got to get up and drill your rock climbing exercises. In one of my dreams, you were running from Fire Nation soldiers, trying to climb this cliff, but you were too slow and they got you.
But that was just a dream. I'm a great climber.
Then climb that cliff! Climb it fast!
It's first thing in the morning, dude.
Stupid Avatar, stupid cliff, stupid dream. I can climb fast.
Don't drink that! In my dream, we were right in the middle of the invasion, and you had to stop to use the bathroom. We died because of your tiny bladder. And you need to start.
I know you're just trying to help, but you really need to get a grip.
Yeah, dude.
You're right. I'm losing my mind.
I'm surprised it's just happening now. I mean, all this pressure on this kid.
Yeah.
Save the world in like 9 months that he had.
It's like every time I think about how stressed I am, I just end up more stressed.
You grew up like as a monk. Meditate.
You're not helping.
What? It's true. That's the deal. He knows it.
Oh my god, dude.
I've got just the thing. Get ready to be de-stressified. These yoga stretches can really work wonders if you do them in extreme heat. Reach up.
Bikram yoga.
How are you feeling?
I feel
Dizzy.
really warm. like there's this warm feeling all around me. Like I'm in the Fire Lord's palace and he's shooting a bunch of fireballs at me.
This is really helping.
Maybe your stress is the kind you need to talk out.
Why don't you get right down to business and tell me what's been bothering?
He's got a beard.
I have to fight the Fire Lord in a few days.
Life does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he really has to.
What can I...
Want to try screaming into this pillow?
If you come for a royal hair combing, I'm afraid you'll have to wait.
It's a fancy royal hair combing.
You probably just weren't invited because it's so obvious that you're supposed to be there.
Well, were you invited?
Just go to the meeting.
I'm not going.
What you need is a good old-fashioned back pounding to relieve your stress.
Pound away.
Yeah, maybe not his head.
Sorry, I forgot you have baby skin. Well, there's one other thing we can try. Acupuncture.
Oh.
It's just a dumb meeting. Who cares?
I don't.
But he does.
Just think about how things went at the last war meeting you went to.
That's what he wants to make up for.
Ordering some servants around. I might be hungry for a whole tray of fruit tarts. Maybe a little palanquin ride around town.
She's trying. It's tough dating a moody little bitch like Zuko.
Ready for a good night's sleep?
I kind of think I sort of might slightly feel a little better.
Then our work here is done.
Oh! Giant Momo! Yep, this is a horrible dream.
What happened, Dang?
It's the nightmares. I'm gonna stay awake straight through to the invasion.
No. That's a terrible idea.
Invasion. All aboard for the invasion.
You sure you can't just...
Better just to have the nightmares.
Aang, staying up all night can't be good for you.
Nope.
Actually, staying up all night has given me some time to think. I'm doing it to save the world. But more than that, I'm doing it for the people I love. I'm doing it for you, Katara.
What are you saying?
I'm
I love you.
saying I love you.
Dream.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
What are we doing?
What our hearts have been telling us to do for a long, long time. Baby, you're my forever girl.
Aang, I was just saying you should take a nap.
Guess I kind of drifted off into a daydream.
That was a waking dream, dude.
Prince Zuko, everyone's waiting for you. The High Admirals, High Generals, the War Ministers, and the Princess have all arrived. You're the only person missing.
My dad wants me at the meeting?
The Fire Lord said he would not start until you arrive, sir.
There you go.
Put him up, Fire Lord.
Hey, I'm trying to build Appa some armor here so he doesn't have to go into the invasion naked.
Aw, very thoughtful.
You think you're untouchable, don't you, Mr. Fire Lord?
You are really starting to lose it, kid.
Did you hear something?
It's Momo.
You, my friend, are just a few plums short of a fruit pie.
I'm so tired that for a second there I imagined you were talking to me. Let me explain.
We're all starting to get a little worried about
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to take care. You can't go on like this.
Staying awake is the best way for me to deal with it.
No, it's not.
Leave the kid alone.
Who asked you?
Guys, come on.
I am sick of this guy always mouthing off and telling me what to do.
Oh, you don't like it?
What should we do?
About what?
About that.
This is insane.
Come on, guys. We're all on the same side.
Chakras! Chakras! Everybody loves chakras! Chakras!
Oh, Aang. He's only got one day left.
When I got to the meeting, my father had saved me a seat.
You must be happy.
Nope, he never
Doesn't
is.
Look it.
During the meeting, I was the perfect prince, the son my father wanted, but I wasn't me.
Maybe you're finally learning the lesson Iroh was trying to teach you.
Yep.
Oh, look, another hallucination. An imaginary bed made out of clouds.
Hey, it's real! We spent hours working on it.
We made it for you. A good night's sleep will probably take the crazy away.
Oh, all the sheep.
What I need is practice. Quick, hit me.
I'm not going to hit you.
You want me to do it?
Listen to me. You've been training for this since the day we met. I've seen your progress.
We all do. You're ready.
You're the man, Twinkle Toes.
Thanks, guys. You know what? I think I am ready. Days of tyranny are over, Fire Lord.
You're gonna take me out? You're not even wearing pants.
You're not wearing pants.
There you go. Way to lucid dream and take control of your dream.
My royal parts are showing.
My royal parts are showing. As far as like dream sequence episodes go, that was pretty good because they like mixed it up with Zuko, they mixed it up with what's going on in reality, and then like also like he had hallucinations and daydreams. So that kept it interesting. Obviously, like the Momo and Appa fight was pretty funny.
I mean, the Momo and Appa fight was the highlight.
Yeah.
That was so fantastic. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed with Aang, the Avatar is such a big thing, right? It's epic and it's like mythological. And it's all put on the shoulders of this kid. And they do such a great job with reminding us of his humanity. And this is an episode in which they do such a great job of that because who among us hasn't had this sort of scenario, whether it's, when you're in school and you're nervous about a test, you're an adult and you're having I have a test tomorrow for a class I never took dream. Our stress manifests, and it often manifests in nightmares. And often when we're stressed, we can't sleep to begin with. So it was all very relatable. But you just feel so bad to see Aang with like the bags under his eyes and just, my heart bleeds for the little kid.
And we said it during the episode, all this pressure on this kid. It's surprised that he hasn't snapped earlier with all the pressure and the weight on his shoulders. So like I get it all. It's just me personally, like dream sequences and hallucinations and that kind of stuff when it's in shows. And it's like that happens more often in like TV shows than it does like in like movies and whatnot, just because there's not enough time to kind of like put that in there. Unless like kind of like that's what the movie's about. I mean, because like Nightmare on Elm Street, like that stuff. That's what the movie's about. But these like dream sequences and like the person kind of like going crazy a little bit. It usually only happens for like an episode, and I don't know. I don't want to say it's filler because there is like there was a point to it, and there was like it did have meaning to it, and he finally was able to get to sleep and like face the Fire Lord once he had confidence in himself that he was gonna be successful and like stopped worrying about it so much. But yeah, just in general, like I said, like they did a good job with the dream sequence, but it wasn't my favorite episode, I'll say.
It didn't bother me in this like it often bothers me in live action shows. Yeah. Because then seeing them in their dream completely takes me out of my suspended disbelief. And suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm watching a dream sequence. Like this was a little more fun because it was sort of like, ooh, what's the Fire Lord going to do this time? Or how's Aang going to face him this time? And since it was so intercut really well with what he was doing in his day, I feel like they did this successfully, but I know what you're saying because often in shows when that dream sequence comes along, you've suddenly taken me out of the show. I'd rather see how the character reacts to the dream that they had than to see the dream itself. Like how does their day change because of whatever happened to them the night before? That to me is more interesting than seeing like the fog machine and the person going like that's just kind of eh.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I feel a lot of times dream sequences, like when they're put into TV shows or whatever, it's like the writers sort of like, I don't know if it's patting themselves on the back or whatever, but it's like more for them than it is for the audience. Like, oh, we're gonna put in like cool, like maybe like little Easter eggs here and there, and like really cryptic messages so you don't know what's going on, and aren't we so clever?
Or it becomes a point of exposition.
Yeah, like, exactly.
We don't have a way of showing you this, and we need to quickly tell you and bring you up to speed for the next scene. So. Dream sequence.
Yep. With Zuko, once again, like, he got everything he wanted. Literally his father's right-hand man. But it doesn't mean anything if it's not you. If you're trying to pretend to be someone you're not, then it doesn't mean as much. So it was a lesson he had to learn himself. And like you said, if he just listened to Iroh, and listen to what Iroh was trying to teach him was listen to what you want and try to figure that out instead of trying to be something that you think your father wants you to be.
It's a lesson it's probably one of the most important coming of age lessons, honestly, is to embrace yourself.
Yeah.
Hardest one, because your childhood years, the formative years, are spent, for most of us at least, trying to fit in, trying to learn our place in the world based on how we are perceived by our peers, how we are perceived by the authority figures in our life, like figuring out what we're good at and what we're not good at, our likes and dislikes, pleasing our parents, like all those things are designed to mold us, but it doesn't necessarily mold us into being ourselves.
Yeah.
It can mold us into being what other people want us to be, or feeling like we have to be what they want us to be. So Zuko finally getting this lesson and finally fundamentally understanding what Iroh was trying to teach him. It was done in sort of Aang's dream sequence episode. It was kind of a secondary storyline within it, and didn't really feel like it was super framed out this huge moment. But I feel for Zuko that this will be a huge moment and a turning point.
Yep.
You know, and better to find out late than never. So I'll be curious what he does next.
Yeah, I mean, and it's late for like the story, as it were, not necessarily late for like Zuko, and because I mean he is only like 15 or 16 or something like that. So
well, not just that. Like society tells us all the time, like you have to achieve this by the time you're in your 20s. You have to achieve this by the time you're in your 30s. Says who? You're never too late to do what you love to do, what you're passionate about, what feels right and is true to you. Like if you don't realize what that is until you're in your 50s, hey, that's fine. At least embrace it now.
Life's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
So if you want to jump ahead and get a month early access, then check out Patreon. Links in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching Avatar with us, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.